Hey everyone, how's it going? So I know Jody said this is going to be a panel, but it's actually just a joint statement that we just came up here to say that digital collectibles are going to go mainstream. So thank you very much. Mic drop. I'm just going to kick off the intros, I guess. So do you want to just start over in the end with you, Cash?
Hey, my name's Cash. I'm the founder of Sneakerheads. We're a digital sneaker company. We make digital sneakerhead collectibles where you can design your own sneakers with our blueprint tokens. There are only 23 made, and you can go to our website, sneakerheads.com, and buy a sneaker token if they're still around, because they're selling out like hotcakes.
Hello, my name is Andreas Petersson. Together with the Austrian Post, we created the crypto stamp. It's a physical digital collectible that you can buy on the blockchain and then also redeem physically or buy physically and then put it into your digital wallet. And last year we launched a product with 150,000 items sold within a very short period of time. And so I think it's a great example of real-world crypto adoption by old-school collectors.
Greetings. My name is David Russek from Entree. We place digital goods and collectibles inside of streaming video. All right. So I've got an example. If we head a couple slides in, see an actual video clip which kind of combines elements of gaming mechanics, interactivity with television content, and streaming content. So imagine an amalgam of Snap and Instagram stories inside of a streaming video TV show on Amazon Prime, on Apple Plus. Add in collectibles and gaming mechanics which are there to build engagement for a TV show. And it might look something like this. We've got video? Yep.
This is a one of one. A hand-drawn, original Star Wars #1 cover.
I bought all 10 or 11 copies.
Right.
We want to learn everybody's story.
Hey Mark, my story starts with me finding this original movie artwork from 1977 out in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Mark, with this collection, it's all about girl power.
My story has always been about the duels and the lightsabers. Are you ready, Mark?
Oh my gosh. So that's a
professional
replica.
segment.
It's not a replica.
This is the actual prop?
This is yours from the third film.
That converts into a digital asset, which includes a recognition of your friends that are in that segment. Imagine
I hope you had
365
fun,
of those.
and I hope I see you next time.
Sorry, Mark. Imagine 365 of those, and you could own the version at a special day that's playing on at Amazon Prime or at Disney Plus and such. So digital collectibles and gaming techniques inside of streaming video.
Hello, my name is Sam. I'm at CryptoPunk Art on Twitter if anyone's interested in connecting or following my work. I'm a researcher and artist. I'm primarily interested in connecting the physical and the digital, hence interest in NFTs. CryptoPunk Art is not affiliated with CryptoPunks. It's the physical manifestation of these objects, and I guess I started out as a filmmaker, so I started taking physical things and digitizing them for many, many years. And I was also a painter, and now I'm trying to think about things. Everyone's thinking about going digital, so I'm started thinking about what it means to go from digital to physical, because physical world's not going anywhere, even as we digitize everything.
Hey guys, my name is Korach, and I'm the founder of Showcase. We connect influencers and their fans to NFTs. I've been working in the digital media space for 22 years, and I'm also a digital artist. I got into crypto fairly early, and I found out about NFTs, and around 2018 became really engaged in researching them, collecting them, learning about them, and I saw a huge potential of a massive market with NFTs, and that's why I'm here today.
Awesome. Thanks for the intros. My name is Jonathan Perkins, and I'm a co-founder of Super Rare, which is a single edition digital art market on Ethereum, where everything is a liquid tradable NFT. So we are going to be talking about, the fact that digital collecting is going mainstream. And it's a topic near and dear to my heart, as our mission at Super Rare is to enable anybody in the world to be an art collector. So really lowering the barrier to entry there, and just if you have a few bucks and a smartphone, you can start collecting art. So I just wanted to kick it off with just this question of like, what are we talking about here, mainstream adoption? What sort of numbers are we talking about? So I put together a real quick slide. And if you think about social apps or gaming apps, these are the sorts of numbers that these apps have. So, for example, Snapchat has around 175 million active daily users. This game that I honestly just learned about when putting these slides together, called Subway Surfers, I clearly live under a rock, it's like the most downloaded game last year, I think. It has 2 billion downloads. And so, obviously really big numbers in the digital space, and these are what I think we should be aspiring to. Okay, so how far do we have to go? Shout out to the nonfungibles.com team. They helped hook up some data. So this is the past 2-3 years of active NFT addresses over time. And as you can see, we're currently in the 20,000, 24,000 active users of NFTs monthly. So obviously, many multiples to go there. So that's basically all the slides I have. I think I'll probably put it back on the lovely faces slide to kick it off. Cool. So first question is just around like timing. People often talk about crypto and digital collecting in terms of like the early internet. Obviously in the early days, it was just a few nerds in their basements doing emails and stuff with each other. And now people are out on the street calling cabs using the internet without even thinking about it. So open question, where do you think we are? Are we in 1991? Or like how many more years until we're seeing really, really big numbers in the digital collecting space?
Yeah, I think that we're still extremely early, and that we have definitely a few years to go, but there's already been a massive increase of interest in NFTs, these really amazing, innovative projects that have been growing. And also you just saw the gaming space, which is expanding massively. You're gonna see growth in esports, art. It allows artists to actually own their items. It creates new revenue streams for them. So I believe that we're getting very close. People underestimate how soon technology advances. It comes right before you even expect it. So I believe that we are right before an explosion.
I think it's like 1996, right when the internet was still fun, right? When you can still go in and like code and like it was kind of clunky and sharp edges. It wasn't rounded. It wasn't like this, this new orb of what we experience now is like Facebook, Apple. It's all smooth.
Before
right?
the most powerful and wealthy companies in the world.
So it's still at the part where it's fun. And I think this is why the creativity is so much abound, because now you can be really hands-on with this new tech, and also being able to bring in the creative aspects that I think was lost. It was a point maybe early 2000s before there was like this switch turned on, and there was so much more creativity in web design, websites, and just interactivity in general. And as an art student and a computer scientist, I'm really, really passionate about that. In fact, in 2011 when I first heard about Bitcoin, I was searching for something. After my arts programs, I would be on the internet at nighttime thinking about how I can use IP and integrate that into a monetary value layer. And I was thinking about these stored value cards, but now a stored value card, a SVC, is literally an NFT.
Yeah, so I have to disagree a little bit with the assessment that it's still very early because I've been in the blockchain industry since 2011, and back then we had an excuse for everything that, like, not every user knows about cryptography. Nobody understands what a private key really is. Well, this is still true today, and that will not change anytime soon. So I think we have to create the right on-ramps for real users, because the thing that is holding back crypto collectibles right now is simply the fact that it's still crypto. And we have to find ways, not by having everything as a custodial service, but by having a better onboarding experience for users for specific applications or for crypto applications in general. And this is, I think, the part where we should focus a lot of our attention at the moment. So as an example, how we managed to bridge this gap for the crypto stamps, a lot of users who bought the crypto stamps are like 80-year-old people who used to collect stamps, and they're still very much interested in crypto stamps. Why? Because you can always choose how deep you want to dig into the experience. You can say, I just am interested in the item, I buy the item, I put it on my shelf, or I go ahead, I scratch off the private keys, I do something with it, or I import into my wallet. So I think that has to be an experience for more applications where people would, for example, buy a sneaker and then they just have an on-ramp, and they can always choose how far they want to take this on-ramp. And we as a community have this task to make this a much better experience for everyone.
It also depends on the actual use case, right? Or one hit, right? So CryptoKitties definitely put this on the map, but somebody this morning mentioned or talked about YouTube and the SNL skit, right? That was the propulsion. So I think really it's right in front of us, working with the existing technologies that are there, finding the right use cases. I mean, you look at the traffic like with Snap or Instagram, so if you can kind of cop some of that user interface or user experience and blend it in somehow, then you're really not jumping too far. You're just moving people over a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. Like the specific application needs to be the right on-ramp for the audience for it. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so this is one where a lot of people have different opinions. But what sector or type of app or type of collectible do you think is going to sort of break through into the, let's say, millions of users category or like maybe hundreds of millions of users category for the first time?
I'm super biased. I'm going to
say fine.
sneakers.
We all are, so it's all good.
Well, because you got to think about it. Sneakerheads, right, are the most hype beast people on the planet. They're so emotionally attached to these things. They collect sneakers that they don't even wear. So the natural progression of this is to just have a digital sneaker that you can show off, and it appreciates in value, and you can resell it. And when you resell it, it'll be 7, 10x, 100x. Just like we were seeing right now on Sneakerhead. There's like an OG token that we dropped, and now it's been resold and relisted for 100 ETH in just like 2 days. So we launched on Friday, and literally, we put it out there to be easy to get. Like, they were like 0.07 or 0.001, and now they're being resold at like 25 ETH. 5 ETH, and everything's being relisted now at these like top resale prices. So it's mimicking the exact market, the mirror effect of the NFTs with the physical sneakers themselves.
But you already have a level of familiarity, right, on the part of a massive audience that does something already in one form, and all they do is move over, right? Like, which is that existing audience. I mean, if no one collected sneakers, right, that wouldn't have happened, right?
Well, it's not necessarily the exact same audience, because sneakerheads that collect physical things have to be onboarded to collecting digital things. And those conversations are like, building a partnership, educating them, explaining to them how, you can collect your sneakers, but just have a digital mirror of that. Even the artists that we include, because our platform allows you to create your own sneaker. So I have to educate a person like, no, it's not an actual physical sneaker, it's a digital sneaker.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that kind of leads or segues nicely into the next question. And Andreas and some others already touched on a couple of these topics. But like, what do you think are the biggest barriers right now? Like, what do you think are the biggest things holding digital collecting back? Like, is it awareness? Is it the technical tools? Is it like, it's still hard to explain why someone would want to collect a digital thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's the tools. People need to be enabled to use NFTs, and that's the hard part, is understanding how to download a JSON file, how not to lose your keys. These things are very complicated for new users. So we need
somewhat
solutions.
scary.
Sorry?
Somewhat scary as well.
Exactly. I mean, you don't want to lose your valuable art collectible that you prize. You want to keep that item. So we need to have tools that allow people to protect their items, also to have an ease of use on board into the platform.
Yeah, I think that pretty much ties into what I said in my previous statement about usability and onboarding experience. As long as people are going to lose their assets when they lose their private keys, it's not going to bring anybody, make anybody comfortable with the idea of having any valuable assets tied up here.
I'd have to agree. The hardest part is onboarding them to MetaMask and the different wallets and stuff too.
And so I think this is, a lot of people talk about this problem, and nobody is really super incentivized to do anything about it. So I think as long as we don't have like an industry alliance for onboarding experience where we have a common standard like OAuth for crypto, we are not going to see anything significant moved here. The problem is any individual project doesn't have enough impact by itself to really solve that in a coherent way. So I think there is a general industry consensus that something needs to happen here, and some industry standards need to emerge to make that experience easier for the users.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and echo that. Yeah, I think standards are going to be key, so that people can use NFTs in a variety of different ways. So it just becomes part of their common practice of doing something. It's like, oh yeah, this is an NFT for this or that, and we won't even be talking about NFTs. We'll just be talking about the process, and we need to get people to be streamlined to that. And of course, there are a lot of problems getting to that, count recovery and so forth. So yeah, echo that sentiment of tools.
Awesome. Thank you.